Hey guys, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Julie and I post videos on affordable beauty. So today I'm doing look number 5 with the Wet n Wild Always Blushin Palette. I think that this look is so pretty for Valentine's Day coming up. So I thought this was really festive. So if you would like to see how to do this look, then let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. And also, if you would like to see the other looks that I've created with this palette, I will have that playlist linked above in the cards and also down below in the description box. I went ahead and primed my eyelids off camera with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, just the original one. In the crease, I'm just going to take this color here, and I'm just going to blend that in with the Morphe M573 brush. So just kind of focusing most of the color out here in the outer V, and then just kind of taking what's left and pulling it in towards the inner corner. And just pointing the brush upwards and just blending, just really blending that shade in. I'm gonna get just a little bit more of that same color on the brush and just kind of working it a little bit here in the outer V area. Just going to be taking the matte cream shade in this palette and just lightly brushing that here for my brow bone highlights. Next, I'm going to grab this shade here, just on a flat shader brush. This is from Wet n Wild. This is just their small concealer brush. Just really pack it on there, tap off the excess. And then I'm just going to put this shade all over the eyelid. Taking it slightly up into the crease. I'm going to go back with that first shade that I used in the crease. I'm just getting that on a pencil brush, and I'm going to also run that shade here on the lower lash line. For the inner corner, I'm just going to be using this sparkly shade in the palette, and I'm just taking an angled brush and just brushing that here in the inner corner. Kind of taking it up on the first part of the lid there. Next, I'm taking more of that shade here on my finger. And I'm going to place that right on top of this berry shade. This is going to lighten up that shade and also just add a lot of really pretty sparkle. Now, with this sparkly shade, you do have to be careful because you will get some glitter fallout. So if you're worried about that, I would suggest doing your foundation after your eyeshadow, just so you can clean up any glitter fallout. I'm going to be taking some of this shade here, the darkest color in this palette. It's like a really dark, warm chocolate brown shade. And I'm using the Sigma E25 blending. And I'm just going to blend some of that shade here in the outer V just to deepen this up and give this outer corner more dimension. And I'm just also pulling a little bit of that into the crease as well. So just little circular motions, and that shade is very pigmented, so I just got the smallest amount of that on the brush. A little bit of that color goes a long way. Then I'm going to go back with that original color that I used in the crease. using the same blending brush, and I'm just going to go around the edges of that darker shade just to blend everything. And I'm also going to take that darkest color on this pencil brush from Sigma, and I'm going to run some of that also here on the lower lash line as well, just to darken it up. It's like another thing that you could do with this glitter is use some glitter glue, like the NYX glitter glue, or I think like Too Faced has something as well, and so does, yeah, NYX. I just said that. Because as you can see on my face, like I do have quite a bit of glitter that did fall onto my face, so I should have known. Like honestly, that is the first time that I've used that much of that color all over the lid, and I really wasn't expecting to have that much glitter fall out. It's like I don't necessarily want to do this technique because it'll probably mess my foundation up. But you can take like Scotch tape. I would recommend doing this like before your foundation, but it will help to pick up some of that glitter that has fallen onto the face. I'll probably just reapply some powder. But that definitely helped. Okay, I'm gonna go back with my makeup sponge and just kind of tap over those areas. And, whoops. And then I'm gonna also use my little makeup sponge here and just pat some more powder right underneath my eyes, because I know that that disturbed all of that since I did my foundation and brows and stuff before my eyeshadow. And I will have the products that I use listed down below, all the products I'm using today. And I'll also have like what I used on my face for my foundation, or what I used to fill in my brows or set them. I'll have all that listed down below since I did those steps before filming. And I am going to go back with just a little bit more of that matte cream and brush some more of that here on the underneath side of my brow, just because I feel like with all the blending that I did in the crease, I feel like it blended some of that shade away. Another trick that I do that helps to kind of lock on glitter is I will take my makeup setting spray after I get my eyeshadow on and just lightly mist that on my eyes. And I do find that doing that kind of helps to lock things on a bit better. So I'm going to let that dry. Okay, for bronzer, I thought I would switch it up because I've been using the Maybelline City bronzer a lot in my most recent videos. So today I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula bronzer, and this is in the shade Bronzer. Now, the Maybelline one is a completely matte bronzer. This one does have a little bit of like a sheen in the products. I wouldn't say that it is shimmery, but it definitely has a little bit of a glow compared to the Maybelline bronzer. So I'm just going to put this in the areas where the sun would naturally tan my face. And both of those two bronzers, the Maybelline City bronzer and this Physicians Formula one, are my favorite bronzers for the winter months. They're just such a great bronzer, especially if you have a warm skin tone. They just have a nice golden glow. So I'm just putting that up around my hairline and temples. And I'm using the Real Techniques 300 brush. I know that this brush was a limited edition brush a few years back, so I don't think it's available anymore. But there are other good brushes that you can use for bronzing. Another Real Techniques brush is just their large powder brush is really good. It's like, honestly, I have had my makeup brushes for a really long time, so a lot of the ones that I would recommend are kind of discontinued. It's like, honestly, with this Wet n Wild Always Blushin Palette, my two go-to blushes that I normally use with that palette is either the Wet n Wild in Mellow Wine, And this is the Ode packaging, or I use the Wet n Wild Naked Brown, which is like a little bit more like terracotta earthy. And this one is a bit more peachy terracotta or rosy. So I feel like I need to like use something else, kind of change it up, because those are my most reached for blushes, especially with this palette. But I think this blush could be really pretty with this eye look. This is one of the Essence Pure Nude blushes in Rosy Rosewood. So I'm just using my Sigma F40 brush. Kind of got a little bit heavy right there, so I will blend that out. Take my sponge. Just gonna lightly tap just to blend that in. Which I know that Essence has quite a few blushes in this blush line. What are some of your favorites from the Essence baked blushes? Let me know down in the comments. And then for my highlight, I'm going to be using the CoverGirl True Blend Super Stunner palette. I know that this might be discontinued. I don't know. I've still been able to find it online, but I absolutely love this middle highlight shade in this palette. I'm just using the Real Techniques setting brush, which is the 402. Okay, and then before I do my lips and finish out the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face. And I'm just going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. Just going to get my hair out of the way. I think that this eye look is so beautiful for Valentine's Day, which I know that is coming up. It's going to be here so soon. So maybe if you're going to be going out on a date night or have like a Galentine's event that you're going to be doing with your girlfriends, I think that this look would be so pretty for that. Okay, I was debating on what lip color to wear with this. I mean, there's a lot of these Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Inks that I think look really pretty with this eye. Like if you wanted a more like natural subdued, I think Peachy is really pretty. If you want like a notch up, I think Punchy is good. But honestly, like I really like Lippy with this. So I know that's a more bold look with like the more dramatic eyes with a brighter lip, but I think it is so pretty, very festive for Valentine's. And I'm going to go ahead and finish out the eyes. So I do want to darken at the lash line a little bit. So I'm going to use that darker shade here. Maybe even a mix between those two, but I think I'm just going to go in with this shade first and see how that looks. So I'm just going to get some of that on an angled brush here. This is from Essence. And let me get my mirror a little bit closer to me. This has been the way that I have been enjoying doing my eyeliner, is just using a shadow and just lightly placing it here on the outer corner area just to kind of deepen. I think I might actually go in with just a little bit of that darkest shade, just kind of mix those two, just because I want to deepen it up a little bit more. But I just find that it helps to lift your eye up in that corner a little bit and also makes your lashes look a little bit thicker out there in the outer corner. Then I'm going to take just a little bit of whatever's left on the brush and kind of connect to the lower lash line. For my mascara, I use the Maybelline Sky High Lash Sensational in True Brown. And on the lower lash line, I use the e.l.f. Lash Extender in True Brown. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial with the Wet n Wild Always Blushin Palette. I am going to be doing one more look with this palette, and then I will be done with all the looks. I mean, you can definitely create way more looks than just 6 looks with this palette. You know, there's a lot of different shades in here, so you can create a lot of different looks, but I hope that you guys have enjoyed this series. If you have enjoyed it, give this video a thumbs up. I think the next one that I'm going to do is the Wet n Wild, what is the other one that's like this? It's the brown one. I have it in my drawer here. Let me get that out. Always Naked. That is this palette here. I'm going to be doing a 6 look series using this palette, so that will be coming next. And I have like a few other palettes I'm doing looks with, so that will be in the mix. But yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you guys have a great day. Bye-bye. Mwah.
You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art.